Everybody ready? What we're going to do first is our county road and LGA hearing before we start the court meeting. So we will call that to order. Call the roll.
Jack Banks.
Here.
Kenny Anderson.
Here.
Deb Collier. Here. Shady Smith.
Here.
Benny McCall.
Here.
Judge Adams.
Here. We'll open up the meeting for public comment on county road and LGA funding. If anybody's got any questions or comments. Hearing no comments, we have a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Call the roll, Angie.
Jack.
Yes.
Kenny.
Yes.
Deb. Teddy.
Yes.
Benny. Judge Adams.
Yes. We'll call the order on the regular call fiscal court meeting. Call the roll, Angie.
Jack Banks.
Here.
Kenny Anderson.
Here.
Deb Collier. Here. Shady Smith.
Here.
Benny McCall.
Here.
Judge Adams.
Here. Do the Pledge of Allegiance, and Jack, lead us in prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, Lord, we come to you today, Father. We're thankful for our blessings, Lord. Thankful for this beautiful day. Lord, we just ask, Father, that you'll bless us during this meeting to make decisions that's good for us all. It's good for our county, Father. We love our communities, and we just ask that you take over and just lead us in the right direction. Father, we'll ask this in Jesus' name we do pray. Amen.
I'd like to welcome everybody here this morning, Monday, May the 19th, 2025. We'll jump right into it. Have we got any committee reports? Hear none. Second thing is approve the minutes of the previous meetings. We got any questions or corrections? Motion to approve. Make a motion.
Second.
Call roll, Angie.
Benny.
Yes.
Jack.
Yes.
Kenny.
Yes.
Deb. Yes. Chip.
Yes.
Teddy. Judge Adams.
Yes. We'll go into new business. First thing on the agenda is the Boys and Girls Club, Miss Katina Haynes. Welcome back.
Well, we were coming back because we had a little confusion about what was said last year when I came to request use of the recreation facility. We knew that there was a donation, but we didn't know how much, but we just received a copy of the minutes that cleared that up. So I guess this can just be a check-in meeting, and I can give everyone an update of where we're at. We've had a busy year, unfortunately. This is my Director of Operations, Kendra Calhoun. We've all had some health issues that's kind of pushed some things back this year, but we should be opening hopefully by January of 2026, and we just appreciate the fiscal court, and if we could get continued support, you know, we'll definitely be looking at that, but next time hopefully I'll have some numbers. Figures to give you all and tell you how many kids are coming and enjoying the facility. So really not much of an update, but we are planning to push forward our Early Bogs and Letcher County clubs. Kendra might speak a little bit on that and what's going on there and give you an update in that regard.
Yes, so we were able to open up those clubs in August of last year, and it has been a success. So we are actually planning with the closing of Arlie Boggs. The funds should be transferred to Cowan, so we'll still be able to serve those kids and then the kids from that school. But it has been, we've seen improvements in grades, and I just think it's been a wonderful program for both of the schools. We've had wonderful buy-in from the teachers and principals and Ms. Yance. So we've had a very successful year. Excited to be able to open up this traditional club so we can just further increase our impact.
That will, if y'all remember, the advisory committee for these clubs stated that their target was to hit Letcher and Arlie Boggs and then have a traditional club in Whitesburg so that the majority of kids in Letcher County can be served. And so we're getting ready to have summer camps. Do you want to tell a little bit about the themes? Do you know? Sorry. We got a lot of clubs now, so it's hard to remember the themes.
I know that Arlie is definitely they're doing a Disney week, so the kids are really excited about that. Science week, I get really excited about the science week because during the summertime, we're able to do more hands-on experiments with the kids and things like that. So I know that they have that going on. They have a STEM week. I know the general things, but all of them has really catchy names. But the kids are just really excited to be able to participate in that and get the more one-on-one attention.
But thank you all so much. Our Harlan Club, we wouldn't have gotten where we are without our Harlan County Fiscal Court. They have really supported us over the years, and I'm so glad to be able to forge that relationship with the Letcher County Fiscal Court as well. Just thank you all for your support, and we'll continue to give you updates.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Item 2, update from ER Assist. Brandon.
First thing, we got some road projects to award. We have the Buckley Drive bridge repair. Low bid on that was Dixon Trucking and Construction for $11,100. Project 742-980. The low bid was Dixon Trucking and Construction for $1,853. Project 741947. The low bid was B&D Construction for $26,938. Project 741952. Low bid was Esther & Company for $16,780. Project 742956. Low bid was CNC Construction for $36,017. Project 742988. Low bid was Esther & Company for $7,461.
We have a motion approving the low bid on those projects.
I'll make a motion.
We have a second.
I second.
Call the roll, Angie.
Shannon.
I'm gonna say yes, but there's one of them I do have trouble with. I'm gonna vote yes.
Benny. Jack.
Yes.
Kenny.
Yes.
Deb. Yes. Judge Adams.
Yes.
Next, we put out a bid for culvert work. It was per 20 linear feet, and some of the contractors thought it was for only 20-foot culverts. So we want to put that out for bid again to clear it up. But in the meantime, we want to award culverts that are greater than 20 feet to Beyond Blessed Construction. that's the second sheet in the packet.
And these are ones that, that Adams didn't want to do under that bid price?
That price, yeah.
No, sir, that is not correct.
Okay,
I'm the one who wants the contracts. I've
yeah,
not said I don't want to do anything over 20 feet. What I said is I bid on 20 feet. Anything above 20 feet, I'd be willing to negotiate.
well, if it's a 40-foot culvert, it would just be double your bid.
At times, it can be. But if that extra 20 feet takes on something additional, then you got to adjust for it. There isn't a one-all say-off for agriculture.
Yeah. Well, some of them are easy and some of them are hard, that's for sure.
Exactly, and that's why they, the
And that's-
next 20 feet or the next 100 feet takes on a lot of different other obstacles, then you gotta charge for that.
But on the other hand, you're already at the job with deployment and all that.
Well, if you go on 40, 50, 60 foot, you're gonna have to go deeper, but you're gonna have to dig more, and it's gonna take more material to put in it. You know, over here, you may just be culvert level, where you're going on the intake. At the other end, you may be 20 foot deep. That's what he's saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying, and not only that, but how you gonna get the bid to somebody else that didn't win it in the first place? For over 20 feet. At least
Well,
there's
kind of the way that works.
Option of bidding against other people.
Well, Beyond Blessed is the second bidder, and
For 20 feet.
yeah, 20-foot lineal feet. And then you just multiply that by if it's 30 or if it's 40.
That wasn't on the bid though. It don't say that. It don't say just automatically multiply.
The bid was 20 foot culvert.
But just to hand it over to somebody else, that's not right.
And we were gonna rebid it, but in the meantime, we wanted to give it to somebody.
Well, in the meantime, you can offer to me, and we can do some adjusting on it, or we may be able to do it for just double. But it should just be handed over.
Well, then, what I think until we get it rebid, is if a project comes up and you want to do it for that price, okay, if you don't want to do it, then if you say, I don't want to do this job for that price, then we move to the second bidder. And they would do it with the same regards as what you was offered to do it with.
So they would just simply times their price, which is more than my price, by the way.
It would be, if you're bidding on, and the reason it's bid on the 20 foot is the culverts are 20 foot.
I understand.
And-
What I'm saying is, their prices are $300+ more than mine on a lot of, so if you times it by two, they're automatically $600 higher than mine.
But if you don't want to do a particular job,
I've never refused a job.
then it would be, if it's 20 foot and we're putting a 40 foot in, it would be double the bid price.
Exactly, but the next guy up is talking about.
And it would be the same on
He
his.
gets $600 more because of underbidding for his additional facility. He's automatically $600 once you get forward.
Yeah,
Every $900 when you get 6, more than me, automatic.
but as the bid price goes, if the contractor don't want to do it for the bid price, then it goes to the second contractor.
For the 20 foot is all we bid on. And again, I've not ever said I don't want to do it both. I just asked for the price because it's certain things when the bid was laid out.
Yep.
The bids is in the dark. I've seen some of them, they're bidding. You know, if you bid a 20 foot culvert, that's what you're bidding, not 5 20 footers or 2 20 footers, you're bidding a 20. And there ain't many places that a 20 is gonna cover the road,
Right, usually they're 30.
at least 30. Yeah.
Well, does the court want to just hold up on that till we rebid it? Stop all of the culverts until we rebid it?
Well, you 20 foot.
So can we not say-
Anything over 20 foot.
So can we not go with the original plan with Adam's storage and just let him adjust his price? Is that not, instead of
That's not his
adding?
bid price.
Huh?
That's not his bid price.
No, it's just including the price, it's not a bid price. See, we're just adding on to it.
That's not his bid price.
It is on a 20-foot culvert though, so
Yeah.
like Judge Adams said, he could just double that amount or adjust that amount instead of rebidding that whole thing out.
Yeah, you're adjusting the amount. I mean, if it's a 20-foot culvert,
Yeah, the bid was per 20.
it's per 20 foot because that's the length of the culverts. But if you're having to put 30 foot in, it would be half of the 20-foot price, and if you had to put 40 foot in, it'd be doubling the 20 foot.
Why can't we just go with your original and let him, if he doesn't want to do the job, whatever, move to the next one, but allow for adjustments? I don't think we need to stop the work till we rebid.
Are they all bid 20 footers,
Yeah.
Brandon?
Before we can get it.
Yeah.
Are they all 20-foot bids,
The bid was the unit was per 20.
period?
Unit price.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. But that would work, wouldn't it? To be able to,
I think that'd work.
that way we don't stop the,
If he
stop, you know, we'll get
don't, if he don't want to do 40 per 1,000, then you move to the next bid.
that's what I'm saying.
That's right.
But at least give him the option.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, he can do that, you're right, it gives him the option.
Yeah.
That's right.
The problem is some of these culverts go over 100 feet. And when you get max lengths, and there's several, I don't know if people understand, there's several, 100 plus or whatever. You can't do them for the same price you did the first 20 feet. There's a lot more to it, there's a lot more going into that.
Then just refuse to do that job.
Yeah.
Well,
And then we'll rebid that and award the new,
the next one.
in the next court meeting.
Yeah.
At least it gives you the option way to, come in at the lowest bidder and it doesn't stop the work, so.
Right.
Right.
I mean, that's how,
Then if the ones you want to do, then do them, and then if you don't want to do them, then just kick it out and we move to the second one.
There's no need to not, to stop any kind of work. I'm sure there's 20 footers, I'm sure there's 20 40 footers that we can still do it cheaper than the next guy up at the college. If you know, his price by twice, hers by twice, it's still gonna be cheaper even if we had that, or add a little.
But I guess my problem would be with it, you've seen the other guy's bid, so you could adjust it how you want to.
So Brandon, these bids are for 20 foot.
Yeah.
If we already accepted that one time, why did we put it out for bid again? I'm confused on
We've
that.
not
Okay.
moved out.
The next court meeting.
We'll do that next time. If
I
he-
guess what I meant to say was, why are we addressing it again?
Because Adams don't want to do it for the bid price if the
You have to
length is
extend it.
increased.
Yeah, for the longer culverts.
And that's fine, we can just move to the second one and do the 20 footers for the bid price. Is kind of what I see it, if y'all want to see something different, then we can do that too.
I mean, we don't have many other options now, do we?
That's why we bid out.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments or actions or? So I would need a motion that we do go to the second bidder if the first bid contractor refuses to do one. And then all the ones that Adams wants to do for the bid price, then he's welcome to do all those.
Yeah, I would rather make a motion that we do it as is. If they don't want to do it, go to your next bidder.
And that's normal anyway.
Yeah, that would be normal process for the way we do it, right, Jamie? Just go to the next bidder on anything. That'd be my motion. That way we're not stopping work.
So I understand the change order process, but we don't we don't do that. We just say you're gonna do a 20-foot culvert for $500, but it comes out to be 40 foot, you do it for $1,000. But if you look at that job, and it requires a lot more work, are you still stuck at $1,000? You know, you do it at $1,000, or you just pass on it and then it goes to the next guy? Is that what we're?
Pass on it, go to the next guy.
That's normal, yeah.
Yeah. But it doesn't give the next guy doesn't have the option to come out and look at it and go, you know, it's gonna take a lot more work. Then we just have to, if nobody agrees to do it, then you have to rebid that whole project out, right? And then we go from there. And they get a chance to look at it and then rebid, I guess.
Right.
And we can bid them out individual if y'all want to. Either one of them.
No.
I think that's too complicated. I think that holds us up, wouldn't it?
Lord, yeah, we already gonna be 2050 getting it fixed.
Yeah, I like the idea that you said first, but I was just trying to get clarity on the, you know.
And if there's instances that's out of the normal realm for putting a culvert in, then just call me and we can go out there and look at it.
Well, some of them, for Jack Ranch, that is a single lane broke off road. I can't get big trucks to do that. I'm going to haul that at least twice. And I bring it to the closest spot, and I get a smaller truck, another skid steer, leave it down loaded, I haul it up through there to that road. So my haul bill's not twice. So it ain't just the length of culverts necessarily. There's not a one-off cure all for these people.
There's not.
I'm more than willing to adjust prices or talk to anybody or whatever. It's just like, y'all need some kind of communication with it.
I just think if you get hung up on a project, you don't want to do it for the price.
Just pass
I
on.
think you need to get with the judge, see what his recommendation is, and then if it doesn't work, just pass.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
I
what
mean,
I've done in the past. I've sent it to Brandon.
Yep.
Brandon's pretty much
With the bid process, you can't negotiate with other people bidding with you, I mean.
Well, that's where you run into the problem.
Yeah.
I agreed to do it for X amount of dollars, and
Yeah.
if I show up, I have to do it for that, even if it costs a little extra work. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the bid.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to do it, then you just pass.
Unless there's something
Right.
unforeseen, you know.
Yes.
But most of them, you know, it's just an extension of, instead of 20 foot, it's 30 foot or 40 foot.
So if he gets hung up, he can just call you and then.
Just call and
you all
we'll,
can-
if it ain't, I mean, if it's something that's out of the ordinary, then we'll try to correct it. And if it's not, then we'll move to the second bidder.
Did you have a motion in on that?
You made a motion, didn't you, Jay?
I did, but he didn't accept it to go to the second bid, is that correct? But now since you mentioned that.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I was just clarifying.
Okay.
'Cause it sounded a little complicated.
Right.
I was just trying to get clarity so everybody understands. But
Yeah, we'll
I
just
think-
follow the norm.
Call the vote.
Dan,
No.
Chitty,
Yes.
Benny,
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Kenny,
No.
Judge Adams.
Yes. Brandon, do you see the need of bidding those back out again?
It would be nice to just to have a clear bid, so everybody knows what it is. It's all to you guys, though, if you want.
Do y'all want to do that? Is rebid out? It'd be bidding everything out again, wouldn't it? Or just,
All culverts.
Rebid them all back.
just do another bid and
But
rebid?
it should be bid for over 20 feet. The 20 foot's already been bid and won.
But it's all the same, it's just extending the length of them.
Well, then it needs to be broke up. Because when the bids come out, it looks like we're bidding on just the 20 foot culvert.
And we'll make it more clear in the next.
So what we'll do is, let's rebid it, and we'll work up at the current project to the bid next time.
Because the process is already super slow. I want this in March. I've got 6 since March meeting. 6 culverts, we've completed, we complete them as soon as we get them cleared at 811. It's fine. But, I mean, the brakes is off, anchor's already throughout, we've been dragging the whole night.
So we'll rebid that for next meeting, and we'll work on this process up to next meeting.
My concern is this, and I don't want to bid individual culverts out, but if we rebid it and then these amounts are different, are we going to be in the same situation that we're in right now? If someone says, oh, I bid that for $800, but now it's bigger. It seems like that anytime we do it in a grouping, it's going to be the same thing again if the culverts are more complicated.
I thought it was clear in the way the bid was, but we can add more language in there and get it more precise.
Yeah.
Who goes out and looks at these culverts before we bid them?
Someone from our team.
From who?
PRs in the road department.
County Road.
I just wondered who screwed up to one in Younts Fork's one I was wondering about.
That one, that was a 36-inch.
It was a 4 foot.
The pictures that we have, it shows the,
What was it, Wade?
So I've still got the culvert, you can go over and look.
Go over and look, it's 4 foot. That means somebody didn't get off their ice and measure what that means.
it was 4 foot.
If it's something we made a mistake on, we'll correct it.
That was a big mistake. It's already in, we paid to have it put in, that's gotta come out.
Nobody's above mistakes. What else you got, Brandon?
We've asked for a list of roads from each of you guys to prioritize for procurement. And in the next meeting, we're gonna have 20+ projects to award from the previous disaster.
You'll need all those roads by then.
Yeah, it's just the ones that you think need prioritized for the list.
Okay.
Now, we've got some, that new blacktop's falling over the hill bad right now. On the edges. I mean, like several. You know, if we just bid 20 jobs a month, it'll be gone in 6 months.
Can you just put together a list, all of you?
Just the worst ones we need to get to first.
I was going to ask too, while Brandon was here, were we able to look at the Grays Branch one? They called a couple times about that one, said it was humped up pretty high, it was dragging, but I don't know, I think I may have taken Shane, I can't remember.
Grays Branch.
Yeah.
I talked to Shane about that too, and he said that when they come up there to resurface over that culvert, now we'll adjust for that hump being in there.
Okay.
Byron put that in and hit a water line, so he just went down to the water line and then, yeah.
Okay. I just know some of them talking about they're dragging, especially cars
Yeah.
going across, it's dragging.
And we can go in there and add some dense grade before it's blacktopped.
Yeah.
If you put in a bigger culvert, sometimes there's water lines and stuff in the way and they can't go very deep. But we'll tail that out to where it's
Yeah, I
not.
figured just mount it a little on the sides and.
We'll take care of that.
I appreciate it.
What else you got, Brandon?
That's all I got.
We appreciate you. Thanks. Miss Breen?
Got a couple things for you. I have the, I got a packet, it has a 507 yes, we'll start with the procurement at the beginning of the packet. So we have 4 demo properties for NRCS to award. The Millstone property, the lowest bid was Ray Mill at $5,000. For Highway 317, the low bid was Razorback for $12,200. For Highway 343, the lowest bid was Razorback for $2,290. And for the Joe's Branch property, the lowest bid was Fleming Excavation at $5,000.
Have a motion on those demos.
I'll make a motion.
Before you all do this motion, me and Angela asked this question about this other one. So I know generally when we put bids out for procurement, we have a motion and a vote on that.
So you all were gonna put the culverts back out for procurement. Do we need a motion on that?
Probably. I'll make that motion. We have a second.
A second.
Yeah, Jackie, one.
Kenny,
No,
Deb,
What did we vote? What did
that's the
we,
same thing we voted on a while ago.
I thought we just put that out there.
Put the bid back out.
They're gonna clarify the language and stuff on it. to make it
Rebid
more
those.
Okay.
Understandable.
Chetty,
No.
Benny,
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Judge Adams.
Yes.
Thank you.
Motion passed.
Yes.
Now, do we have a motion on the demo of the 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah, I made a motion on that.
I'll second.
Call the roll.
Jack,
Yes.
Kenny, Deb,
Yes.
Chetty,
Yes.
Benny,
Yes.
Judge Adams.
Yes.
Next page, you just have FEMA demos, we start 2 properties, located on both with Ridgeback for Deb Lane, 4,450, and for Highway 317, it's 9,150.
Have a motion on those two.
Make a motion.
Call the roll, Angie.
Benny,
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Kenny,
Yes.
Deb, Chetty,
Yes.
Judge Adams.
Yes.
Third page is asbestos survey. We had one that are bluegrass disposal, not bluegrass asbestos abatement to different companies. That is about people.
Have a motion on those.
I make the motion.
I'll second.
Kenny second.
Kenny second.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
I did it.
Call the roll when you're ready.
Chetty,
Yes.
Benny,
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Kenny, Deb,
Yes.
Judge Adams.
Yes.
Last one is title services, is property rejoined after the event. So it's passed through to title insurance, as well as fees and transfer tax, and then the title search, it's $250, deep rev $150, and closing services $25. This is the same company we've been looking at, they're all.
I'll make a motion to accept the bid from Appalachian for title service.
You have a second.
Second.
Call the roll, Angie.
Deb,
Yes.
Chetty,
Yes.
Benny,
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Kenny,
Yes.
Judge Adams.
Yes.
And then we did put out bids for asbestos abatement for NRCS and FEMA, and the bid for both of those was way too high. This is, I think, the third time we put out for NRCS, so I think next time we're just gonna do it individually for the properties that have abatement, or have asbestos, so we can try and get those grants like the one in Blackie. Still can't find someone to do that, so we'll probably just put out an RFQ for individual properties, so we'll have to award it. It'll be so the statuses, I gave you all a copy of the most recent up-to-date statuses. There is one on the website for the 2025 buyout properties, but all of those are just pending FEMA processing, so the statuses are the same. We had, I think, the week before closing, we had 150 properties on our list. We haven't gotten the final list yet, I'm sure it's probably 200. And then for the current buyout, in FEMA, we purchased 72, and we have 2 that are upcoming closings. The remainder are either, pending owner documentation, purchase offer agreement, or pending title. And we have 6 that are still pending FEMA. We were told that those are supposed to get in soon, they've been asking about having change, and like we can get started shortly. And then for NRCS, we have 51 purchased, and we have 14 that should close in the next month. The remainder are closing or pending appraisal, which is usually really fast. We should have 17 after this next round that are almost ready. And then a couple pending title search, 15 pending documentation, and then 2 different procedures. And then that report is on our website as well, if you just want to check it occasionally.
Thank you much.
Any specific questions about copies?
Thanks. Item 3, update from CRAD, Ms. Lisa Napier.
I don't really have anything new. Passed out the package. We're working on the Logan Hollow environmental, because I know that's a big priority. That's moving along.
Other than that, if there's any questions?
I had a lot of calls about Loggy Hall. I appreciate that.
And we've actually had an open records request on it too, so.
Oh,
It's a big one right now. Real official.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
And part of the holdup is the engineers on some of that environmental
Yeah, we
stuff.
discussed that the other day.
Seems to be a slow process, dude.
Seems like engineer on a lot of these water problems.
Yeah.
No problem.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Item 4, the jail commissary reports. Is Brian here?
Brian is not here. I got a message that we have an inmate in the hospital in Hazard, and Brian is guarding him, so he can't be here. Do you want me to read
Yep.
his report?
Have you got it, DJ?
I bet. They had a beginning balance of $57,516.18. Their total receipts was $20,241.82, which made our total funds available $77,758. Total expenditures $17,800.49. So their cash balance at the end of the month is $59,957.51.
Thank you, ma'am. Move on to item 5, first reading, setting the speed limit on Ingram's Creek. Got that, Jane?
Be ordained by the Letcher County Fiscal Court, Whitesburg, Letcher County, Kentucky as follows, that the speed limit on the county road known as Ingram's Creek Road, Letcher County, Kentucky is hereby set in an amount not to exceed 15 miles per hour for the section of CR 1254 between the intersection of Kentucky Highway 1103 and the Boggs Hall Road, mile 1.24 by all traveling vehicles. Any operator of vehicle found to be in violation of the bus set speed limit shall be fined an amount of $2 for each mile per hour in excess of said speed limit. That in addition to the fine set forth above, the operator of said vehicle shall be assessed all applicable court costs as set forth in Paris 189, 394, sections 1 through 6. I make the motion.
Yeah, second.
Second.
Okay, what was the last speed limit that we did? What road was that again? Do you remember? Really, I remember. I was just checking myself to make sure that I did that final advertising in the paper. It's been a while though, hasn't it?
It's been a
So
while.
maybe I'm good, okay.
Call the roll, Angie.
Kenny?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
Chitty?
Yes.
Benny?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes. Item 6, improve interlocal agreement between Letcher County Fiscal Court and the City of Lebanon. And this is over that, was it House Bill 1, DJ? It's the money that goes to City of Neon that I guess we'll be administering for them.
Yes.
Yeah. Same as we did for Whitesburg there. You got that, Jamie?
Yeah, anything we need to read into the record is exactly the same. We're about to pass through these House Bill 1 funds for the city of Neon and their Neon Rising project. We just need to vote to enter into this agreement.
You have a motion for the interlocal agreement.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Call the roll, please.
Jack?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
Chitty?
Yes.
Benny?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes. Item 7, approve resolution extending Music Road. Got that, Jay?
This is the adoption of a resolution altering Music Road, a county road, whereas Music Road is formerly listed with distance of 0.033 miles to its endpoint. Portion of Music Road shall be extended as a county road, and the length of said road shall be increased by 0.094 miles. Now therefore be resolved by the Letcher County Fiscal Court that Music Road is formally altered and now continue for a distance of 0.127 miles to its point of end.
We have a motion.
I make that motion.
Let's see.
Call roll, Angie.
Benny.
Yes.
Jack.
Yes.
Kenny.
Yes.
Deb. Yes. Teddy.
Yes.
Judge Adams.
Yes. Item 8, approve resolution extending Buttry Road. Jamie?
This is a resolution offering Buttry Drive a county road, whereas Buttry Drive was formerly listed with visits of 0.06 miles to its midpoint. The portion of Buttry Drive shall be extended as a county road, and the length of said road shall be increased by 0.05 miles. Now therefore be resolved by Letcher County Fiscal Court that Buttry Drive is formally offered to now continue for a distance of 0.11 miles to its point ending.
A motion on Buttry Drive.
A second.
Call roll, Angie.
Teddy.
Yes.
Benny. Jack.
Yes.
Kenny.
Yes.
Deb.
Yes.
Judge Adams.
Yes. Item 9, to discuss the purchase of the Blackie Water Building and to approve appraised value. We had that building appraised, and the appraisal come in at $118,000. We have not had a chance to negotiate anything with the water district yet to see what they are, but if y'all want to move forward with that price pending their negotiations, we can do that now.
I'll make the motion if they negotiate that they move forward.
Give me the ability to
Give to the ability to
sign the documents.
A second.
Call the roll when you're ready, Angie.
Deb.
Yes.
Teddy.
Yes.
Benny.
Yes.
Jack.
Yes.
Kenny. Judge Adams.
Yes. Item 10, approve the quote for equipment for Letcher Little League. I think they had some money left over from their ARPA money, and they were wanting to buy some baseballs and softballs and t-balls. They got some quotes on that. Did you look over that, DJ?
This is actually the first time I've seen this.
Sports RS.
Sports RS too.
And then there's something on the back here for
Some of them seem
your power
different.
grader.
They seem different. Like this one's 777. That's 7 or 2. Are they the same build?
Have they specified what they prefer or anything? Most reasonable price for the balls is at Sports RS. Need a device that can help us drag our fields. Found the power grader that the board feels would be great for pulling the weeds and helping us help keep the fields clear. So I guess you guys need to maybe approve the Sports RS balls and then every one of those power graders.
Looks like the Tractor Supply and Guide Fitter are the same price, $11.99. And the other one's $14.99.
Tractor Supply.
So the one that's $14.99 is a 60 inch. And the other two are 48.
Did they have a preference, or they just want us to pick one?
I'd say the 48 is plenty big enough, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Looks like they've got it at Tractor Supply, so. And it's same price.
Same price, yeah.
So we just need a motion to go with Sports Russ.
And the balls and
Tractor Supply.
Tractor Supply.
Yeah.
I'll make that motion.
And the drag. You got a second? I'll throw it.
Kenny?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
Teddy?
Yes.
Benny?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes. Item 11.
The court also approved to write checks for these so they can go ahead and get their supplies.
Yes, you'll make that part of that
Yeah, we'll
motion.
just put that part of the motion.
Go. Item 11, approve the new hires. First one, I don't know how you say it. Kiana Shepherd. Rec Center, Jimmy Fritz, Rec Center. Dominic Strong, Rec Center. Frederick Brown, out of the LGEA. Adam Perkins for litter warden. Zohira Hutton for the jail, and Jacob Baker for the jail. Getting all tied up. Butter. I couldn't get past for a second.
Battery doesn't.
I really can't. We have a motion on the new hires.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
I'll roll in.
Jack?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
Teddy?
Yes.
Benny?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes, I really stumbled through that one, didn't I? At the time.
What you trying to say?
Just didn't say it. Okay, approved resolution for our co-severance projects. You want to talk about that, DJ?
Yeah, this should be the last of the projects that we have to get back under contract that we had from before. So, this would be adoption of a resolution of the Letcher County Fiscal Court authorizing the filing of a Kentucky Local Government Economic Development Fund House Bill 6 project proposal grant application for up to $300,000 in local government economic development, single county funds. I'm struggling too, Terry, with the Department for Local Government, authorizing and directing the Letcher County Judge Executive to execute any documents which are deemed necessary by the LG to carry out this project, and authorizing the Judge Executive to act as the authorized correspondent for this project. The projects are for $200,000 for the Letcher County Courthouse roof and HVAC unit improvements, maintenance and repairs, and $100,000 for the 911 tower.
We have a motion on that resolution for co-severance funds.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Call the roll, Angel.
Benny?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
Teddy?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes. And that was just reauthorize that because it.
Yes, we just have to get back under contract under House Bill 6.
Gotcha. Item 13, annual standing order. It's DJ Frazier.
This is part of the budget, like the hearing that we had at the beginning of the meeting is a requirement of the budget. This annual standing order allows us to do payroll health insurance, retirement, things like that, without the court having to meet to approve those checks. The only thing that I actually took out of this annual standing order from last year was the approval of the payment for the voting machines debt service, because we've already paid that off, so I took that out. Everything else is the same, which includes our payroll, retirement, health insurance, utilities, debt service, when we need postage for basically anything, or like sanitation, bills, that type of thing. And then election expenses, and debt service. So this is just approving, getting the bills paid that we need to when it's not a fiscal court meeting.
Yeah. I make a motion to accept that
Annual standing.
annual standing orders.
I'll second it.
Call the roll, Angie.
Chitty,
Yes.
Benny, Jack,
Yes.
Kenny, Deb,
Yes.
Today.
Yes. Item 14, first reading of fiscal year 25 and 26, Letcher County Fiscal Court budget. It's DJ.
Okay. This budget is $14,975,618.75. You'll see the summary of appropriations on that first page, which pretty much covers each individual fund. The next page is summary of appropriations broke down. And then you have receipts on the following pages, broke down by receipt code, receipt line item. Then you have your appropriations. That road allocation is next, which is on page 50. Road allocation, it allows you to transfer that amount of money, not over the truck license fee, $230,000 to your general fund. You don't have to transfer it, but if need be, you can. The next page is interesting. It's our liabilities, which this year is all on one page. And if you all look, we've got a couple of these loans that's going to be paid off in the next 2 years. I'm pretty darn excited about that. Our final payment on the courthouse is going to be January 20 of 27, and our rec center, the one in the middle, at the bottom, will be paid off at the end of this year. So,
That's one of them.
you're on page 50.
okay. I was getting ready to say.
The one in the middle in the bottom.
Oh, God.
Listen, I would be
Back
up on this
excited.
table laughing and digging if the whole thing was gonna be paid
I
off.
normally don't get excited.
That got your
That's
attention.
about to get me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
She didn't further
The
clarify
middle at the
that.
bottom will be paid off at the end of the year. The two on the either side, we've got a ways to go. But, the court may consider, after we get this paid off at the end of this year, because that'll probably free up maybe $20,000-ish a month. Maybe we can start paying on the principal to try to get the county out from under that debt on the other loans. And we owe $277,000 in principal on the one from 2008, which was the property and the demolition of the old A&P buildings, what I still call it, that tells my age. But that was the original loan, and you see that's financed through 2037, but that's a whole lot of interest too if you drag that out till then. So maybe the court can kind of concentrate on paying some principal on these other two loans at that point. Also, with the courthouse getting paid off, that's going to free up around $300,000 a year in general fund.
That's awesome.
Which, you know, we go into repairs and maintenance and all that kind of thing, you know, because this building is definitely aging. But the good thing is we've had some major improvements done over the last few years that is taken care of. So, you know, I think we still have plumbing issues, don't we, Judge?
We do.
So maybe, you know, that can be something that can be concentrated on at that point after that payment is taken care of. Even though there's a lot of money listed on that one little sheet, there's a little bit of hope too, is the way I like to look at that. The following 3 pages is that annual standing order, which we've already read and you guys have approved. The next page, page 55, is a recap sheet. This is the sheet that the Department for Local Government requires that we put our tax rates on for, and this is for the previous year, because this is the most current tax rates that the court has approved, so that's for 2024. You have to show what D-book page number, that type thing they went into. Do y'all have any questions for me on the receipts or the appropriations?
I got a question real quick.
Okay.
What's the balance on the rec center? You know? I'm curious. I know it's a lot, but that's what shocked me when you said that.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked too, Benny.
Just whisper, DJ. Just whisper to Benny.
Scary.
Okay, let's see here.
We're all sitting there.
Next payment I'll pay, total wages budget. Let's see if I can figure this out from this. I want to say it's around 7 million, so let's see here. It would be,
That's less than I thought.
I can figure that from these amounts of outstanding principal and interest. So, 499, Now, 7.3 million, and that is including interest, but that is also interest if we drag it out and don't try to start paying something off.
Can you check on
Which will just be physically responsible for us to start doing that.
Yeah.
You know.
Can you check on how much it'd save us if we start applying that, the amount that we pay off on that one loan?
I sure can.
If we apply that to the principal, just see, because I believe it add up to quite a bit.
It'll certainly save a lot of money anytime
I
you
mean,
pay for a principal.
if you pay $20,000 a month on principal,
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
cut into it.
Check on that for us if you don't care to.
absolutely.
Do we have a motion on the first reading of the 25-26 budget?
I make a motion.
The signature, yes, ma'am. Now, let me write that down.
Kenny made a motion and Kenny seconded it.
Call the roll when you're ready, Angie.
Deb,
Yes.
Chitty,
Yes.
Benny,
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Kenny,
Yes.
Judge Adams.
Yes. Item 15, the second reading of Budget Amendment 2.
I'm sorry. Write myself down. Okay. This is an ordinance relating to fiscal year 24-25 annual budget and amendment thereof. Whereas the Letcher County Fiscal Court has realized unbudgeted receipts from the following funds. Be it ordained by the Letcher County Fiscal Court of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, the budget for fiscal year 24-25 will be amended to increase federal funds 034504. That's for the jail fund, $500,000. And will increase the appropriations reserved for transfers 039200 999 by $500,000. Y'all remember that's the $500,000 we transferred from the ARPA fund. Now I've got to amend that into the budget. So that was approved by the Letcher County Fiscal Court on the 17th day of March 2025 and signed by Terry Adams, Judge Executive. It was approved as to form and classification on the 9th day of May 2025 by Robert O. Brown, the State Local Finance Officer.
We have a motion on the second reading of Budget Amendment 2.
I make a motion.
Second.
Call the roll when you're ready, Angie.
Kenny,
Yes.
Deb,
Yes.
Chitty,
Yes.
Benny,
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Judge Adams.
Yes. Item 16, first reading of Budget Amendment 3.
This is an ordinance relating to fiscal year 24-25 annual budget and amendment thereof. Whereas the Letcher County Fiscal Court has realized unbudgeted receipts from the following funds. Be it ordained by the Letcher County Fiscal Court of the Commonwealth of Kentucky that the budget for fiscal year 24-25 is amended to increase General Fund 014304 excess fee share $543,832.75. 014699 tipping fees $21,988.48. 014727 reimbursements $193,826.33. 014731 miscellaneous revenue $315,844.97. 014733 insurance reimbursements $36,673.62. 024504 federal grants. We're in the road fund now, $9,180,972.94. 034537 jail fund housing control intake, $84,915.06. 034731 miscellaneous revenue, $18,124.55. 044604 recreation center receipts $33,830.58. 044727 reimbursements $41,621.97. 804728 donations $1,300. 884504 federal grants $4,841,534.39. 874504 federal grants $74,476.21. 814510 state grants $3,945,000. 304910 transfers in $4,913,000. And then it will increase appropriations and reserve for transfers for 9200 999 $1,112,167.15. Reserve for transfers in road, $9,180,972.94. Reserve for transfers in jail, $103,039.61. Reserve for transfers in LGEA, $95,452.55. Reserve for transfers in the grant fund, $4,913,000. Reserve transfers in Police Memorial Fund, $1,300. Reserve for transfers in the grant account. I'm sorry, did I say grant account for 30? Is that supposed to be floodline? Grant account is $3,945,000. Reserve for transfers in the National Opioid Fund, $74,000 or $76.21. And reserve for transfers in the buyout fund, $4,841. $41,534.39. That's a whole lot of numbers, ain't it? Okay, the total amended appropriations and receipts is $24,246,942.85.
We have a motion on the first reading of budget amendment number 3.
I'll make a motion.
Call the roll, Angie.
Jack,
Yes.
Kenny,
Yes.
Deb, Chad,
Yes.
Benny,
Yes.
Judge Adams.
Yes. Item 17, the treasurer's report.
This is Treasurer's Report for the month of April of 2025. General fund beginning balance, $351,925.08. Revenue received, $636,190.97. Dispersed, $561,438.97. Cash balance, $426,677.08. Road and Bridge Fund beginning balance, $9,437,889.57. Revenue received, $262,807.35. Dispersed, $356,846.65. Ending cash balance is $9,343,850.27. Jail fund beginning balance, $76,568.80. Revenue received, $54,021.28. Transferred in $100,000. Dispersed, $172,411.08. Ending cash balance is $58,179. The LGA fund beginning balance, $3,818.31. Revenue received, $33,880.70. Dispersed, $36,829.68. Ending cash balance, $869.33. Forestry fund beginning and ending cash balance is $6,660.20. Forestry on CD is $40,000. The ARPA fund beginning balance $397, $443.74. Revenue received $48.25. Dispersed $169.05. Transferred out $100,000. Ending cash balance is $297, $322.94. Police Memorial Fund beginning and ending balance is $2,605. The Tourism Martin Van Bates Fund beginning and ending balance $7,380.75. Marlow Water and Wastewater Project beginning and ending balance $11.28. The Flood Loan Fund beginning balance $26,007.67. Revenue received $6.70. No disbursements. Ending cash balance is $26,014.37. County Court Clerk Storage Fees beginning balance $28,927.13. Revenue received $14,5608. No disbursements. Ending cash balance is $30,383.21. The Disaster Relief Fund beginning balance $12,216.41. Revenue received $2.51. No disbursements. Ending cash balance is $12,218.92. The Porter City of Blackie Fund beginning balance is $53,593.83. Revenue received $22.96. No disbursements. Ending cash balance is $53,616.79. The EK Safe Fund beginning balance is $1,802,334.69. Revenue received of $222.20. No disbursements. Ending cash balance is $1,802,556.89. The local assistance and travel consistency fund beginning balance is $100,233.48. Revenue received $12.35. No disbursements. Any cash balance is $100,245.83. Additional opioids fund beginning balance is $446,567.82. Revenue received $52,709.96. No disbursements. Any cash balance is $499,277.78. The buyout fund beginning balance $525,650.30. Revenue received $212,234.56. Dispersed $355,339.31. Any cash balance is $382,545.55. The grant account had a beginning balance of $4,967,848.07. Revenue received $612,48. No disbursements. Any cash balance is $4,968,460.55. Alcohol beverage control account beginning balance was $0. Revenue received $750. No disbursements. Any cash balance is $750. The next page is a recap of your bank balances. Then you have the sanitation, recreation center, and tourism reports.
Question on the treasurer's report. Move on to the transfers, Ms. DJ.
Transfer out of the ARPA fund, $50,000 to the jail fund. Transfer out of the LGEA fund, $50,000 to the jail fund. I'm kind of waiting on culinary tax to do that second one, but we're going to have that since I don't want to transfer any more than $50,000 out of the ARPA fund. They'll put us down to about $250,000. Transfer out of 01-9200-999 reserve for transfers, $4,522.16 to 01-5001-441 office equipment. Transfer out of 01-9200-999 reserve for transfers, $12,000 to 01-5010-199 county clerk fees. Transfer out of 01-9200-999 reserve for transfers, $364,000 to 01-5015-445 sheriff's supplies. Transfer out of 01-9200-999 reserve for transfers, $13,000 to 01-5025-599 miscellaneous. Transfer out of 01-9200-999 reserve for transfers, $3,799 to 01-5030-367 PDA. Transfer out of 01-9200-999 reserve for transfers, $14,000 to 01-5050-106 ABC staff. Transfer out of 01-9200-999 reserve for transfers, $7,000 to 01-5050-348 ABC control. ABC program support. Transfer out of 01-9200-999 reserve for transfers, $11,000 to 01-5057-131 data processing personnel. Transfer out of 01-9200-999 reserve for transfers, $6,000 to 01-5057-348 data processing program support. Transfer out of 01-9200-999 reserve for transfers, $19,1842 to 01-5065-499 election miscellaneous. Transfer out of 01-9200-999 reserve for transfers, $28,000 to 01-5080-445 office supplies. Transfer out of 01-9200-999 reserve for transfers, $20,000 to 01-5081-578 Judicial Center AOC Utilities. Transfer out of 01-9200-999 reserve for transfers, $8,000 to 01-5091-366 LCG TV expenses. Transfer out of 01-9200-999 reserve for transfers, $38,259.95 to 45348-1 Tower Project. Transfer out of 0192999 transfers $8,000 to 015210 151 Solid Waste Coordinator salary. Transfer out of 0192999 reserved for transfers $125,000 to 015210 161 Sanitation Labor. Transfer out of 0192999 reserved for transfers $550,000 to 015210 366 Sanitation General Operations and Maintenance. Transfer out of 0192999 reserved for transfers $10,000 to 015212 548 litter abatement. Transfer out of 0192999 reserved for transfers $200 to 015240348 floodplain program support. Transfer out of 0192999 reserved for transfers $25,000 to 015340348 program support ASAP. Transfer out of 0192999 reserved for transfers $500 to 015340348-1 Oasis project. Transfer out of 0192999 reserved for transfers $15,621.80 to 017,100 699 voting machines debt service. Looks like I put a 3 on the end of that. That should be 0.80 cents for that too. I'll fix that for you, Angela. Transfer out of 0192999 reserved for transfers $70,000 to 0180001 742 building and construction. Transfer out of 0192999 reserved for transfers $5,000 to 0199100 302 legal advertising. Transfer out of 0192999 reserved for transfers $3346.95 to 0199100 307 audit services. Transfer out of 0192999 reserved for transfers $5,000 to 0199100 332 legal services. Transfer out of 0192999 reserved for transfers $25,000 to 0199400 205 health insurance. Transfer out of 0192999 reserved for transfers $5,000 to 0199400 208 unemployment. Transfer out of 02999 reserved for transfers $1,300,000 to 026105373 flood contracted construction. Transfer out of 0392999 reserved for transfers $260,000 to 035101103 deputies and maintenance. Transfer out of 0392999 reserved for transfers $393923 to 0351012 jailers incentive training. Transfer out of 0392999 reserved for transfers $5,500 to 035101336 equipment repairs. Transfer out of 0392999 reserved for transfers $3,000 to 035101411 cleaning supplies. Transfer out of 0392999 reserved for transfers $1,000 to 035101445 office supplies. Transfer out of 0392999 reserved for transfers $1,200 to 035101465 prisoner clothing. Transfer out of 0392999 reserved for transfers $130,000 to 035101549 routine medical. Transfer out of 0392999 reserved for transfers $24,000 to 039400201 Social Security. Transfer out of 0392999 reserved for transfers $32,000 to 039400202 retirement. Transfer out of 0392999 reserved for transfers $20,000 to 039400205 health insurance. Transfer out of 04, 9200, 999, reserve for transfers, $500 to 03, 5020, 308, corner expenses. Transfer out of 04, 9200, 999, reserve for transfers, $8,000 to 04, 5405, 467, recreation. Transfer out of 04, 9200, 999, reserve for transfers, $60,000 to 04, 8099, 467-1, recreation center expenses. Transfer out of 04, 9200, 999, reserve for transfers, $20,000 to 04, 5405, 578-1, recreation center utilities. Transfer out of 81, 9200, 999, reserve for transfers, $21,498 to 81, 5130, 348, rescue program support. Transfer out of 88, 9200, 999, reserve for transfers, $200,000 to 88, 5240, 310, contracted demolition. Transfer out of 88, 9200, 999, reserve for transfers, $750,000 to 88, 5240, 398, contracted services FEMA. And finally, transfer out of 88, 9200, 999, reserve for transfers, $2,100,000 to 88, 5240, 398-1, contracted services NRCS.
A lot of numbers.
We should have had one more.
Want me to? I'd like to look back and find one.
We have a motion on the transfers.
Make a motion.
Have a second.
Second.
Call roll, ain't you?
Benny,
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Kenny,
Yes.
Deb,
Yes.
Chitty,
Yes.
Judge Allen.
Yes. Item 19, submit bills for payment. Make any question or reason not to pay one of the bills. Move on to public comment. First on the list, Mr. Ron Bronte. Welcome, Ron.
Morning. Well, I think it's still morning.
Just barely.
I come to you today in regards to the Letcher County Conservation District. I'm passing out our plan of operation, our budget for next year. And I just want to kind of highlight on a few things that we've been going through and some ideas of where we're moving going forward. First of all, on our tax rate, we took a lower rate this year than last year to reflect, the recommendations from the state. Also, we understand that each of us within our service area is going to be impacted a little bit by some of the reductions of the federal agencies that we've worked with in the past years through the state, as many of them have lost as much as 50% of their staffing. So the district is going to have to work a little harder on those partnerships to make sure that Eastern Kentucky and Letcher County in particular still receives the services those federal agencies are trying to reach out to us. We've accepted within our budget, as you can see, the CAPE cost share program that the tobacco settlement money funds each year. And in the last several years, even counties that did not have tobacco as a primary income of agriculture in the past have been receiving in excess of over $30,000 a year to help local farmers put in better practices and to improve, their livestock and operations. This year it's $49,000. We're in the middle of the process of right now taking applications for cost share. This year there's been some changes. Instead of a 50-50 match or 75-25, different practices receive different ratios. So I can't tell you predominantly everybody gets the same rate. It just depends on the practices. But the Cape provides us additional opportunities to not only provide cost share to reduce the cost of improving your lands for agriculture or conservation, but also to improve your livestock, to build infrastructure for watering, to build structures maybe for feedlots, keep manure out of our creeks and streams, and fencing. So these are just some very common practices. In post-flood, we have really been focused on the last couple of years to help landowners improve their pasture lands because of all the erosion and contamination. So even we, on the smaller scale, we added pasture and grass seed giveaway to our annual practices to help people, again, control the soil within our communities. We've also looked at our budget and we recognize that with today's cost of higher education, we need to do better. So we have doubled our annual scholarships. As of right now, we will fund a student each year for $3,000 a year for 4 years. That can be a high school graduate or it can be a college student. And if it's a college student that's already started a practice in environmental sciences, agriculture, forestry, geology, anything that deals with the great outdoors to, protect our lands, water, and air, we will allow you to use 1 year of that for graduate school too. Because we know many of these types of jobs that you're going to be applying for require a master's degree. No matter if it's in wildlife management, forestry, or water quality, division of water. So we went from basically $1,500 a year to now $12,000 for 4 years. So we're hoping we can encourage local people to get an education and come home and take care of these beautiful mountains here within Eastern Kentucky, and to help our farmers, our landowners, and our producers. We have greatly seen an improvement within the last several years, even recognizing the great works of our local farmers markets. 15 years ago, we didn't have that so much. So we're pleased to see people put more on the ground. So I hope some of you and your constituents, of course, this year took advantage of our grass giveaway, grass seed, our garden seed giveaway, and our tree giveaway. So again, these are just trying to encourage people to recognize their role within the community and be better stewards of the lands around us. Last thing that I want to reach out to you guys is that as you're moving forward with these post-flood lands, we would love to offer our assistance and some of our funding with special projects. Just for example, a couple weeks back I was in Blackie and I was looking at some lots for a potential pollinator garden. Talking to someone the other day about a community garden, putting grasses, putting something on these properties that makes sure kudzu does not take over. I have a personal pet peeve with kudzu. I hate it. So I'm happy to tell you that there is a state initiative right now that's starting up on the eradication of kudzu. I don't know what it is yet, but we're definitely listening, we're watching, and we're hoping we can see something positive come from this in the near future. A couple other practices that we've looked at that's in pilot stages across the state right now is also fruit tree giveaways. We're seeing a little bit of that, and we're going to figure out how to make that possible. And then also the, what was the other one? Escapes my mind, but there's a couple things going on right now that we're definitely wanting to see how we can be a better partner and how we can implement some of these pilot projects within our area. But as a conservation district, we're missioned to not only protect the land, the air, and the water, but also as conservationists, how to utilize our resources wisely. So, we even champion, good business practices and agricultural practices with timber harvesting and things of that nature. So again, those are some of the missions that we are working very hard on, and we're going to see what we can do to step up and maybe fill some of the holes that we see because of the lack of technical assistance from the federal agencies at this time. So, do y'all have any questions of me? Yes, sir.
I have some grass seed that I have stored since last year. Is it
Okay.
still good?
So this is what it'll take. Put it down, soak it good,
Okay.
because there's, even in grass seed, there's a certain percentage of moisture within the seed itself. And if you let it sit over a year, it's going to dehydrate out a little bit and all that. So yeah, I would still put it down, but don't be surprised if there's bald spots. Because all of it may not come up. But definitely I would encourage you still put it in the ground. Now, I would also make this recommendation. If you're going to do a spring seeding, do it ASAP.
Okay.
Normally our recommendation for spring is March 15th to May 15th. What's today?
19.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fall, usually August 15th to October 15th.
Okay.
That's our recommendations on the seeding.
Okay. I didn't know if it was worth putting it down or...
I would say put it down. Put it down. Now, of course, you want to scratch your soils first.
Yeah.
You want to open it up because you don't want it to be thrown on top of compact soil. Then just wash it.
Right.
So yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Throw it
got
out
it.
there and keep it wet for a couple days and see if it grabs.
I'm gonna try it. Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Well, again, please, we want to help. So if you guys are looking at the properties in this county, let's see if we can partner up on some of the stuff. Use a few of our dollars to help lessen the pain to you guys as you guys become the stewards of those properties. Thank you.
There's definitely opportunity for partnering up on that. Thanks, Ron. Wayne, did you and Orville have anything?
Yeah, we came up there and we told them that more to come than what showed up. But, we was inquiring about the law on the ATVs on the road.
Yeah, we was getting ready to go in the whole business and discuss that a little bit. What the state done is they passed a law that would allow to run side-by-sides on the road and have them tagged and insured. We opted in by resolution to that state law, but it just gives folks that want to ride on the roads a legal way to do that. And Jamie found out some new information earlier today, wasn't it, Jamie, on what we need to do. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we what is it, Frontier, what are they, Frontier?
First Frontier.
Frontier, it's like a big activity outfit, they build activity parks all over the state and country. They proposed a resolution and we passed that, and it looks like what we may do is pass an ordinance, so we don't have to have another reading and stuff on that thing. But yeah, what is it? The state, most recent legislature met, and they passed a bill that really gave us some rights that we didn't have before, the legal right to actually do it legal. So, I've got side by side, love to ride, I'd love to be able to ride to work, and not worry about getting a ticket, you know? So, that's sort of what it is.
The signal light deal, I've heard different stories on that. They didn't come out with signal lights, but is that something that has to be put on?
It is to make them legal, you gotta go to the sheriff's office, get an inspection, and they check to make sure you got a signal light in the home. Someone's treating them or stuff like that. It is actually on my side, this winter, I had it working on it. It wasn't too bad, actually. A lot of little kids that just plugs into the tail lights and if you plug in up toward the front end, it's got signal lights. I already got brake lights, now I really got brake lights, so all I had was signal lights and a little horn and a little kid. Really just plug and play, so yeah, pretty good. So you can see at night, it's one thing, we went out riding after dark before. I can't see this, and you better run over somebody, you know, so I thought my ticket when I'm going down the third grade. You know what I'm saying, all that. Yeah, but yeah, you just little kids, you can't play these that.
And this just, that state law just gives people that want or need to put their side-by-sides on the road, that they can be insured and be legal at doing that.
What is that gonna do to out-of-staters that wants to come here and ride though if we ever get a trailhead? You know, their law in Tennessee, Virginia, Florida, where they might come from, they're not gonna have that. If they come here to ride and they say, you know, we're gonna ride this trail and we gotta get on the road, and they get a ticket, they're not gonna come back ride anymore.
Now, Virginia requires that already, so if they come over, they'll be within law. Up, Tennessee may.
Tennessee's got the same thing.
They require the same, so we're kind of behind on the requirements of that.
And it's just an opportunity for folks that, you know, that want to be legal, and if you're out there on the state road or county road and you don't have insurance and you're involved in an accident, it could put you.
I can see the insurance all the way I always have.
Personally.
Yeah, I don't have, I've got insurance on my full coverage, you know. I just like Kenny said there, you know, a lot of people comes in here, I've got friends coming down London, Corbin comes in here and rides, and, you know, you know, they're all up in the, you know, pissed about it, that, you know, we're gonna have to get tags and signal lights to come to Letcher County to ride, and then.
If they're there, they're going to have it too. It's a state law, it's nothing the county done, so if they're there, they're going to have it there too.
Probably if they ride on the road.
If they ride on the road. And it ain't nothing we're forcing anybody to do, it's just an opportunity to get people to be legal if they want to be.
Yeah.
And the, up to this point, if you rode any kind of ATV or side-by-side or whatever on the highway, you're running illegal. And this just, if folks choose, you know, if you're going to be on the road every day with a side-by-side, then you probably want to be legal.
Yeah. It's just opportunities just to be legal.
Yeah.
And when those things come down, those laws, it's not an option for us to carve out what we want to see. You know, we can't leave out signal lights, we can't, oh, we'll accept this, but we won't accept this part of it. You know, it's...
We can't amend it no kind of way?
No, we can't.
No, not a state.
It's a state bill, it's House
This is
bill.
a state law, and this is, you either take this or you don't.
You're right.
Or you don't opt in.
Right,
Or you don't.
opt in.
And if we don't opt in, it's, you know, everybody's doing the same. And whether we opt in or opt out, those that don't want to do that, they're going to continue doing what they have been doing. The one thing I do see is young folks that don't have a driver's license or whatever, that that puts everybody at risk on the highway.
Yep.
For those folks.
If they're under 16, they shouldn't be on the road driving, correct, or 15. So this will just make sure that that's happening.
Just to make sure we're clear, so on your question, Kenny, we can, you guys limit, very limited parts of it, because you all are the masters over certain county roads. You can designate, that's part of the ordinance, is the way I've got it drafted now, it's all county roads. You all can limit, if there's a road that you know, like, we don't need side-by-side recorders on this road, we could exclude out certain roads, but now as far as like signal lights and horns, that's set by the National Highway Traffic Safety Institute. Those are things required for all motor vehicles on public roads. But we could limit the roads to the section.
Well, the tagging deal, how's that gonna work?
It's a $25 fee to tag it.
What's on that's the inspection, and that was set by the state.
Yeah, you get like $20 fee to the sheriff's department to inspect it.
And it's not very much for tagging it, and I think they put a motorcycle tag on it. And I asked Representative Whitaker about, because some people had concerns about paying taxes every year on it. I don't think you pay, I think it's just a fee.
It's a $10 fee.
Yeah, I don't think there's any, like you pay profit under cars.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any additional taxes.
Yeah, I had one fellow thinking he paid $30,000 for the side-by-side, he was going to have to pay taxes.
Right, no.
No.
No, just the the insurance registration fee and the inspection fee. And I share your all's concern as far as the children. I was going to church one night with my wife and stopped at the junction, and a huge side-by-side towing a trailer with a lawnmower on it pulled up beside me with, looked to be 12 years old driving it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our biggest concern is underage drivers right now.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too, is that, you know, folks with no driver's license, like they've been revoked for DUI, this is not an alternative to a vehicle. Yeah, and which has had to come up in the past as well. You still have to have a valid driver's license to drive these.
What about registration on them? I've had a lot of questions on that. You know, if I go out here and buy one off Jack, more than likely before this come up, I don't want no title to a side-by-side.
Right.
I know he's got a good side-by-side and it ain't stowed, I'm gonna buy it.
Right.
That may be something where it's a gray area that
Cause I know mine, I bought it off a neighbor that bought it for his grandson and I ain't got no title to it.
I'm not sure.
I've talked to people who bought it from dealers and not got time.
Yeah, that's what my.
It might be an instance where like if you can write out a bill of sale to someone and give them a receipt for it with the VIN number on it, might be a good idea.
Or if you
That's
just sign an
definitely
affidavit,
something.
maybe.
I'm sorry?
If you just signed an affidavit.
For something, yeah.
In lieu of a title.
Are there anything that on that, Jamie? Have you seen anything?
That's what I'm taking notes right now. Because I also advised the county clerk's office, so they're going to want to know as far as.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know you, I've sold a dozen dirt bikes.
Yeah.
before.
Oh, yeah.
And with some with that.
Right.
So,
That was another question as well.
Pretty common practice in this area.
Four-wheelers and dirt bikes. From my understanding, they don't apply to this law. Is that correct?
It's defined in there what a special purpose recreational vehicle is. And just what it says in here. I'll get clarification on that too before our first reading.
So what was your all's concern, Wayne?
Well, just, like I said, Kurt, you know, we ride a lot, I ride on weekends a lot, most time go over to Mountain County, and all those guys over there, you know, talking about the law going into effect, read the paper and stuff, you know, they come over and write stuff, and we just, I guess the first thing jumped out at me is Letcher County don't have a thing to do with ATV ride, trailhead or anything, is that correct?
No, we got a trailhead at Fish Pond, and we're expanding that currently. So we're looking to put a trail through to Knott County and possibly going towards Pike County and tying in with those other trails. And then also, the guys down in Leatherwood in Perry County is working on bringing the trail up here that will tie into our trails as well.
Yeah.
So we're actively pursuing having more ATV trails all over Letcher County.
Well, that'd be good, I mean, it'd be good, you know, there's a lot of good riding in all the counties around us, you know.
And this ordinance allows you to ride up to 20 miles on a road. And if you're traveling 20 miles, then that'll pretty much connect you up to about everything going forward that we'll be tied to.
That's good.
But I don't see, you know, just by us opting into this, I don't see anything making drastic changes of the way it's been done prior.
Yeah. Other than the fact that if you don't have the signal lights on by the time the law goes into effect, they pull you over that.
Yeah. Well, if you ain't legal anyway, then you, that's a possibility.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd say I prosecute 100 people for riding side on the road.
What now?
I'd say I prosecute 100 people for riding side on the road without taxing insurance. And you get that in your car, you bring me proof of taxing insurance, I generally throw it out, you know what I mean? But you can't on the side, you can't show me taxing insurance, you know what I mean? So technically you got a ticket, you go get tax insurance, it's $7,500. Yeah.
I think this is just an effort of making it better for everybody and giving folks the opportunity to be street legal if they want to. But we have...
See, insurance is probably not that, motorcycle's not expensive, I would say. This is probably a
It should
lot
be cheaper than motorcycle.
cheaper than
And motorcycle is,
I'll let you know in July.
okay.
We'll try to get the first tag.
Are you? That'd be good.
And so just to make it clear for everybody, it's not legal now to ride on our county roads or state roads. This gives them an opportunity to do that.
To be legal.
They don't have to have this if they transport their side-by-side to the trail and ride. That, they don't have to have.
Correct.
Okay.
I'd say they just fall back to the old law where you got 2/10 of a mile to get off if you're just going trail.
Yeah, and that's, you know, for the most part, that's what people used prior to this to give you some sense of being legal, because it's 2/10.
Right. If you're trying to cross the road to get to another trail, I think it's 2/10 of a mile you have to get off the highway.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the fees go to the sheriff's office.
The
because
inspection fee does.
The inspection fee goes to the sheriff's office. So it's not an amount of money that our court has came up with, because that came up a few times. That's just more money that the court is trying to, those fees do not come to the court. They go to the
We don't even
sheriff
set it.
for
They
the
set it to the
inspection,
state.
and then the rest will be done in Dan Winston's office. Is that, okay?
And we have to have 2 readings. I thought that we could just do that by the resolution, but Keiko is saying that it's an ordinance that we have to pass. So we will be doing that as well.
So it's an ordinance to accept the state legality.
Yeah, they said they were going to give us a model ordinance, and then they didn't. And I looked this morning, and I was, well, they put it up, so. And it's about exactly the same as the resolution we already passed, but it's got the word ordinance instead of resolution. So we'll do it how they like it.
And ordinances have to be read twice.
And advertised.
I just don't like it where they didn't come with you and you have to force it on. It's the only part I don't like. I like the insurance part. I like to know kids on the highway. I've got a 48 model Dodge. It has no signal light system in it whatsoever, and I can drive it anywhere I want to, and he can't write me a ticket for it, because it didn't come
out with it.
Yeah. These were designed for off-road. They weren't intended to be on the road.
You know
That's
how,
the
you know how
problem.
they done it in the 40s?
Yeah. With not much headlights.
Right. They had 6-volt headlights. That's funny. And they ain't got no seatbelts either. Wow.
Thank you.
Thanks, Wayne. Thanks, Orv. Do you all could we do the first reading of that ordinance today? Do you all want to proceed, or do you want me to put it on the agenda and put the first reading for next court meeting? It's entirely up to you.
When does it go into effect?
It actually goes into effect on June the 27th, is when you legally actually get it passed.
So if we do it now,
If we read in the June meeting, we wouldn't technically have on the books till the July meeting. It'd hopefully for 3 weeks.
And I don't want to seem like that we're forcing the issue or anything like that, but just to be timely with what everybody else is doing, we could read the first reading and have the second reading the next meeting if y'all want to.
It still gives time for questions, you know, if people have questions.
It does.
Right. You know, it's not.
And you might change for the first and second reading.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I think
I hope people understand we're just trying to help them because we're opting in and giving them the opportunity to be legal.
Yeah, we're not restricting anything.
No.
We're just trying to move us forward. But if y'all want to do the first reading now, we can do that. Johnny, you want to read it?
Now therefore, be it hereby ordained by the Fiscal Court of the County of Letcher, Commonwealth of Kentucky, the definition set forth in Section 1 of 25 Kentucky Acts, Chapter 89, and that be amended in the future by the Kentucky General Assembly are adopted and incorporated by reference as we set forth herein. Street legal special purpose vehicles shall be allowed to the expense permitted by the Act on all highways that are located in the jurisdictional limits of Letcher County. Street legal special purpose vehicles shall not be allowed to operate on any highway or portion thereof located within the jurisdictional limits of Letcher County unless allowed by this ordinance. on any highway or portion thereof that is a controlled access system, including but not limited to an interstate or parkway, or on any highway or portion thereof where the United States Department of Agriculture prohibits special purpose vehicles. Street legal special purpose vehicles are prohibited from traveling a distance greater than 20 miles on the highway displaying centerline pavement marking. Many trucks shall not be operated as street legal special purpose vehicles on a highway that has been constructed pursuant to the federal highway code.
Do we have a motion on the first reading of our street legal special purpose vehicle ordinance?
I make a motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Call the roll, Angie.
Chad,
Yes.
Benny,
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Kenny,
No.
Deb,
Yes.
Judge Allen.
Yes. That just puts us a month ahead of being in line whenever they say we can go forward. Any other old business? Or a motion to adjourn?
Wait a minute. I'm the full glasses.
Got a full page?
No, not really. Let's see where I'm at. The cemetery behind the Sapphire out there, they got the gate locked on that since they switched ownership some kind of way. And Ollie Prophet is trying to get back her set of tombstones. She can't get through the gate.
Is that a part of the processing plant?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who to...
I've tried to call Steve. I don't know if he's out of town or whatever. He may know something about it. Steve Dix.
We'll try to see if we can't come up with somebody that...
And
Where's the cemetery at Kansas?
behind the old government processing plant over at the Camp Ranch.
You can probably call one of the funeral homes, they can tell you, say, who to get in touch with.
I don't think anybody's been in there since they...
It's been a while.
Raymond Nichols still working on that? Is Raymond Nichols still working over there?
Nah, they quit over there now.
Ain't nobody working there. I know he was there forever.
And I've had some call me. Mine, I don't know if anybody else's was. They said they had a $2 late fee on the garbage bill, but you never did get it. Has anybody else had that problem?
There is, there was something with the Postal Service. We got a lot of calls back that that people didn't receive their bills. But we can adjust on that. You know, there's some kind of glitch in the Postal Service on the bill in itself, and that's been quite a few people affected, I believe.
Yeah, it was. I've had a lot of calls on that.
Yeah.
Let's see here, what else have I got going on? Oh, over at Uriah Road. That road bank's still over there, half blocking the road. I've called and messaged several times about it. And folks over there having to run in the ditch to get out through there.
I actually went over and went by it. It is out in the road. You can get by it, but
he said it'd be tough to get a big fire truck through there, so you need to get a fire truck in there.
Is it broke down right there where it's at?
Well, I don't know. It wrecked over that bridge. Did you go over there on that one? The road back over Uriah Road. Somebody from your office did. They left it sit over for 4 hours and kept the road blocked and didn't know it told.
That's been about a week and a half, or 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been moved as far as I know, right?
They moved it about 20 foot and it's still got half the road blocked.
I hadn't had any more calls on it.
You can get a vehicle. I took my Dodge truck by it, but it may be iffy with a fire truck. The way it lays.
I know them folks out there couldn't go to work, they couldn't go to the doctor or nothing all day that day. They wouldn't move it and nobody wouldn't have it moved. And it's still got a mess over there.
What you call these blocking the county road? Oh, that one.
That's what I went down the first day.
It ain't completely blocking it, but it...
The first day it was hanging over the bridge, crisscrossed, you couldn't walk in front of it for 4 hours.
Anything else?
Let's see. I think that's about all I've got. No, I got one more, just a minute. In the head of Goose Creek, you know when it ends off the blacktop, when the blacktop quits, and you start up the hill, then there's another driveway out to the right. He says that y'all adopted somebody in his driveway for a cemetery or something, but I can't find it on the KYTC.
bought that. We did not buy that park.
The cemetery, there's a cemetery road up there. How is that? I remember when we bought that property for the ATV stuff, it comes down that point right there beside that. Is that the cemetery road you're talking about?
You know, when you get up where his driveway turns to the right.
Yeah, we own that first section right there of that. Yeah. That,
I don't think we've done anything on Cemetery Road up there. Is he saying we're trying to run over him? Or?
No, he wants it worked. It's washed out horrible.
I think the cemetery's on up there though, ain't it? I don't know. We can check on it.
Did they adopt that in? Anybody you know?
I don't know.
Is he talking about the main part of the road or up his driveway?
It turns up his driveway.
That first part of his driveway there is that part of that property that come with the mountain up there, the 400 acres.
Oh, I ain't.
He's a Holbrook, ain't he? We can check into it.
That's all I got.
There is Dan Brennan messaged me, there's a group that comes every year, there's about 75 members. It's an orchestra that comes and they play underneath the Apple Shop pavilion there. So he's keeping an eye on the weather, and I messaged Seth because they used to use the Apple Shop just to use the bathroom or whatever, freshen up or whatever. And Seth says that the rec center's going to be open that day, so they're welcome to come in and use the restroom and things. But they're worried about the weather. And it's people from a lot of different places that come in and actually play, and people that come in and watch. So they are, they want to know if it is an option for them to use the rec center basketball floor from 7:30 to 8:30 on Memorial Day. And I told him I would bring it before the court because I know they would have to have time to cover the floor if that was an option for them to do that. But I wanted to run it by you all and see what you all thought if y'all would approve for them to do that there.
So if it's going to be bad weather, they want to move inside.
They will move inside and actually do the performance inside on the basketball floors.
That won't be a problem.
Okay, good deal.
If the weather's bad.
Unless something else.
Unless they've got anything scheduled, and Seth would have told you.
Yeah, so it's 7:30 to 8:30. Plan A is just use the bathrooms from 8:30 to 8:30. Plan B is the gym floor from 7:30 to 8:30 and from here on out, I'll just talk with Seth about it and just say.
If the weather's going to be bad, if he's not got anything scheduled.
Okay, all right.
One more thing, Judge, I had a complaint about the, up at the ball fields. Are we renting, portable toilets up there, portable, and putting them on the backside? There's two back there. Somebody said, we had played Knott County and they said they were terrible shape.
That was when the bathroom, the water was down.
Oh, okay. Oh, they put them up there then?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're not there anymore.
Well, I don't know.
Well,
They may be still there and not being
they
searched.
may be, because I think they were talking, that was recent, actually, it was last week, and they said it was bad shape.
I got a call on those too.
Yeah, I just remember when she
They was
said
just
that.
put up there because the water was out in the spring.
I told them I didn't even know we had any
I
up
didn't
there.
either, I wasn't aware.
No.
Yeah.
I thought it might have been something Little League had up there.
Yeah.
So they didn't have to walk all the way around to the
Right.
backfields.
And they were going to use them, but they said they were in bad shape.
Well, they said they had been serviced, some of the ones that.
Yeah, I'm sure they have.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
They probably should have pulled them out of there. I'll check on it. Anything else? I will say that our neighbors down around Linden and Somerset's going through a lot of devastation right now, and everybody keep them in their thoughts and prayers down that way. I'm going to take some pallets of water down there this evening for them, and Shane and I are going to take the Mack truck and the excavator and try to help them clear up some of them roads this week.
That'd be great.
A big right.
So
Yes.
just keep them in your thoughts down there. we know kind of what they're going through, and
We got neighbors help us.
Yeah.
it does.
That's right.
It's
I'm sure
always
they'll
good.
appreciate it.
lend a helping hand when it's needed. If that's all I've got, anybody got anything, we'll have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make it.
Second.
Call the roll.
Deb? Yes. Chitty?
Yes.
Benny?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes, thank you all.